Anyway, it's good to see you all. And I'm back to One Piece right now. After all, chapter 1070 just came out, titled The Most Powerful Beings. Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, we actually see a picture of Mads, and I kinda can't tell who is who. I think Queen is the one next to Caesar, and I'm pretty sure Judges next to the mysterious hatted woman who kind of looks like Susie from CP0. So yeah, anyway, that's some nice information. Anyway, as the fight continues, we find out that Battle Axe is actually fine. And, well, not fine. He tried to block it, but his defenses got, kind of splatted. So, basically, when it comes to ranking right now, we're currently being shown that Lucci is very powerful. And, this is titled the Strong. Like, when you put strongest in the title, you kind of expect two supernatural beings to be thrown down. And what better way than seeing the new pacifistas fighting. And they are very impressive, but then again, this is also fodder. Like, we're not... Like, Vegapunk is obviously talking them up as, like, a hype, like a big game, but I'm sorry. No. Like, they're trying to imply, like, oh, these are going to be the strongest creatures in the world eventually, and all that kind of stuff. And then we get some more information about devil fruits, along with the confirmation that Senor Pink is alive, and Vegapunk can recreate devil fruits, which is actually a crazy feat. But, we kind of all expected that. He does this through green blood, which is, like, weird, but who knows. It's quirky, it's fun, it does make sense, because devil fruits seem to alter your DNA, so logically, if you were to recreate that DNA and that blood, you could recreate the devil fruit power, so it actually makes a lot of sense. And in the world of One Piece, it makes sense, which is the thing you gotta keep in mind. It may not make sense in our world, but our world doesn't have a rubber kid who beat a flying dragon who lifted an island, while another pink dragon lifted the island again as a ice wolf started running around barking at people that she's going to become a pot of food. So, like, let's get this out of the way. As long as it's internally consistent, it's pretty good. Oh, we also see the baby pacifista Boa do her thing, which is that. So, yeah. Anyway, so after all of this, we continue to fight between Luffy and Lucci, and he does pretty well. Granted, this is also Gear 5 Luffy, and keep in mind, Gear 5 Luffy fought one-on-one with Kaido and beat Kaido. Granted, that was a fatigued Kaido, but still, this is impressive, because how many people really expected Rob Lucci to 1v1 Kaido? And the way it's looking right now, Rob Lucci might unironically be stronger than Sanji. Yes, that is right. I will piss off the Sanji stans. You will lose. You will lose this debate. Anyway, Luffy whips out the sunglasses, which I'm definitely making a Gurren Lagann reference in the thumbnail. If you've seen the thumbnail, you probably already know it's happening. I'm making the reference. You cannot stop me. And then knocks out Lucci. But, as it turns out, Lucci gets up later, which is a good feat, because, yeah, he loses conscious for a little bit, but so is every character whenever they've been hit by a strong attack. And then, we see Bo, baby. I'm gonna start calling her Baby Bo. But anyway, the pacifista, Boa pacifista, uh, seems to be some sort of tsundere. God, I hate that word. Just saying it makes me think of Asuka from Eva. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty adorable. She's a small kid, so her shtick isn't really that annoying. Because normally with kid characters, you give them a little bit of a break. Granted, they do get annoying really fast, but I think Oda will handle it well. Anyway, not much else happens until the very end, which is where, okay, so Bonnie's going to confront Vegapunk. Luffy fully accepts him and says he's going to take him on the crew. And then we cut to Lucci, the pacifistas, and Suzy along with Kaku all together. They're all about to start throwing hands with these Straw Hats. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty nuts. Then, you think it won't get crazier? Oh, is that Kizaru in the background? And from the looks of it, it looks like he's going to that island. So, I don't... On one hand, I really want Kizaru to get knocked on his ass. I'm not lying. I think it would be good for the story if Luffy just beat him down bad. Like, I think Luffy should take a punch and put it in his jaw, and he won't get up after that. That's what it needs to do. Because Kizaru is directly linked to why the Straw Hats thought they needed to get stronger, because at Sabaody, they all got finessed. Literally no lie, they literally all got finessed. And sure, they already surpassed the pacifistas as shown on the Sabaody archipelago, but they have never interacted with Kizaru since then, except for maybe like movies. But movies aren't canon. Unfortunately, Oda, you could have literally just modified it to make it canon, but you decided not to for Film Red because blah, 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 who knows. Anyway, so Luffy hasn't fought Kizaru yet. Kizaru is the man who separated the Straw Hats. Because Kuma was saving them, Kizaru was the active threat. So, what needs to happen is Luffy needs to take his fist and put it in Kizaru's face. And then make sure Kizaru does not get up after that. That is what I'm hoping happens in this story. Granted, Oda could pull like some dumb twist like, oh, Kizaru is working for Vegapunk because Vegapunk is his uncle because there was something, or not uncle, but family, and because there was weird talk like that at Sabaody between Battle Axe and Kizaru and all that stuff. And like, no, not dealing with that. Just punch Kizaru in the face, please. Please, just do. And besides, in Film Red, they made him out to be more of an asshole. So, you have a good reason to punch him in the face. Alright? Good. Everyone got that. Punch Kizaru in the face. I will start a hashtag. Start a hashtag, punch Kizaru in the face. And that's the chapter. I had a lot of fun with this, actually. Looking back on it, everything was good. Artwork was on point. Shading isn't the best right now, but these are chapter-to-chapter releases through online scans, and I obviously read the official material. I have the app for it. I read it all the time, plus I buy all the volumes. Don't throw this at me. Anyway, so yeah, looking back on other shading and arcs, it clearly gets better in volume form than online. So the shading right now isn't really much of an issue, because I only notice it because I'm going page by page, going review. I'm taking a toothbrush and combing it down. I'm an archaeologist, damn it. I'm digging up fossils. So, you know, like, shading isn't that big of a deal. So artwork already getting like an 8. I actually found all the stuff with the devil fruit. It's handled well. It's just, man, I really don't want it to turn into, oh, actually, from space there's God, and God made devil fruits and all that crap. So, it doesn't seem to be going in that crazy of a direction. I don't want to find out that Joy Boy actually created every devil fruit in existence by sheer will or something like that. Like, sure, it might be cool and I have faith in Oda, but honestly, learning the secret is not as fun as just vibing in the world. So, I've never been too hyped about this. Anyway, good. Good. Everyone sees it's good, right? So, we agree that's another 8. Pacing. Pacing is really good. Everything flows together nicely. Except for Lucci being knocked out, but then not. I would have. He literally could have just been knocked. Like, they could have just knocked the wind out of him. They didn't, but instead they're like, oh, he faded consciousness, and then next panel, boom, he's awake. So, that obviously takes off some points, so honestly, I'm going to give it another 8. And as you can see, 8 equals 8. So, the average of this chapter is 8. So, its score is 8 out of 10. Yes, that is right, 8 out of 10. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I certainly did. And I hope you read more, because I certainly will. And considering there's no break next week, let's have some fun, boys. I'll see you later. Goodbye.